This is Monocle on Design Extra. It's a short show to accompany our weekly programme where we discuss everything from architecture and craft to furniture and graphic design. I'm Maylie Evans. The Finnish furniture and product designer Yrjö Kukkapuro passed away last Saturday. The creative's legacy looms large in Finland. His practical yet experimental chairs can be found in many a metro station, hospital waiting room and school. Throughout his 80 years working in the industry, Kukkapuro's creativity melded functionality, ergonomics and artistic flair. His postmodern designs garnered international attention and showcase an insatiable curiosity when working with a range of materials, as he did until the end. To reflect on Kukkapuro's legacy, here's Monocle's Helsinki correspondent, Petri Burtsoff.
With a career spanning 8 decades, Yrjö Kukkapuro was one of the most prolific furniture designers of our time. Just like his countrymen Alvar Aalto and Eero Aarnio, Kukkapuro was one of the icons of Nordic modernism, whose instantly recognizable chairs, such as the 1965 Karuselli or the 1963 Atelier, are on permanent display in both the Museum of Modern Art in New York as well as the V&A in London. Already a well-known designer in his native Finland since the late 50s, Kukkapuro shot to international fame at the Cologne Furniture Fair in 1965, where he introduced Karuselli, an exceptionally comfortable and futuristic-looking lounge chair made of leather and fiberglass. The world's gaze turned to Finnish furniture design once again, just like it had in the 1930s when Alvar Aalto founded Artek and designed many of his iconic wooden chairs. Gio Ponti was so impressed by Karuselli that he featured it on the cover of his famed Domus magazine. Kukkapuro was obsessed with ergonomics, something which was still relatively new in the 1960s. The legend goes that he sat on chicken coop netting and used it to cast the perfectly ergonomic shape of the Karuselli chair. This is just one example of how Kukkapuro was ahead of his time. His use of bent metal and wood, as well as his component-focused approach to design and the colorful postmodern shapes of his 70s and 80s chairs were all ahead of his time. In the 1990s, Kukkapuro designed chairs that used discarded and low-value timber for environmental reasons decades before it became trendy. Kukkapuro grew interested in China in the 1990s not because of its cheaper manufacturing costs, but because of its growing middle class that would soon be buying better quality design furniture. He became a frequent guest lecturer at Chinese design schools and worked with local master carpenters to produce bamboo furniture. To say that Kukkapuro was a prolific designer is an understatement. He kept designing new chairs until his death at 91 years old. Just last year, he released the Senior Chair, aimed, as the name suggests, to senior citizens looking to combine style and comfort. In his native Finland, Kukkapuro's chairs can be found in most public buildings, such as schools and libraries, and a great majority of Finns have, at some point in their lives, sat in an Yrjö Kukkapuro chair. Having designed on an almost daily basis since the 1950s, Kukkapuro leaves behind an extensive, almost unparalleled back catalogue of designs that will provide furniture makers possibilities for years to come. Just last year at Helsinki's Habitare Furniture Fair, the Swedish brand Hem announced that they would start manufacturing Kukkapuro's postmodern experiment chair from 1982. It's a hallmark of a great designer to be able to renew oneself and to stay relevant, reacting when the world around you changes. An even greater designer can foresee those changes before they happen and design products that stay relevant for decades, if not centuries. Yrjö Kukkapuro was such a designer. For Monocle in Helsinki, I'm Petri Burtsoff.
And that is all for this week. If you're eager for more design stories, then listen to our main programme, Monocle on Design, airing on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. London time. Or if you prefer print, you can pick up a copy of Monocle magazine, available on all good newsstands now. Today's episode was produced by me, Maylie Evans. Thank you for listening.